What is going on, everybody? Welcome to my very first video. I'm an electronics enthusiast. I don't have the resources to go to, let's say, university or take a training. And nowadays, certifications sometimes they don't get you the job. If you don't have experience, you won't get the job. So I decided to start this YouTube channel and document my journey. So I picked up this starter kit. It's the Arduino equivalent. It's a very interesting, very beginner friendly. First thing we have is the CD. I think I can plug it in my laptop. So next we have this small box. We have a relay, a couple of ICs, a potentiometer, very interesting. Next is the temperature and humidity control module, as well as a signal generator, I guess, and a couple of displays. Next is this very important component. You see, it is a breadboard. This is where most of our projects are gonna be prototyped or tested. Now, it is very important that you know how to use these two rows on the outside are connected horizontally. There is a negative power rail and a positive power rail. They're connected horizontally. Now these in the middle are connected vertically, and these two, you see there is a line in the middle. They're not connected together, so keep that in mind. Next we have some resistors, different values we can use on our projects. Next we have this keypad. I think we can use it for, let's say, like a entry keypad where you can put your code and let you in if it's right. Again, very interesting. We can use it. Next, we have this remote controller. Again, a lot of funny ideas we can imagine, we can bring to life. Next, it is a joystick. Very interesting. We can come up with some very good ideas. Next, we have this motor. Very simple, very basic. Again, I'm pretty sure it's something that I can use it with. Next, we have another motor, but this one is different. It is a stepper motor, which has its own control board. Next, we have another motor, again a different one. It is a servo motor. This we can precisely control the position of the motor. Next, we have some jumper cables, male to female, as well as male to male. They're gonna be useful for making connections in our breadboard. So very useful components. Next we have the USB cable. This is where what we're gonna use for powering up our board and loading up the code. Very important piece right there. Next we have some LEDs, very fun to light up. Now this is an ultrasonic sensor. This sensor basically measures distance, so very useful. Next, it is a breadboard extension. I'm not really sure how to use it, but again, pretty sure we can come up with something for that. And next, we have this power board, or this power adapter board. We can plug it in our breadboard and take the power from there. So you don't need to be laying around a bunch of cables. This we can use a 9-volt battery as well as a USB power. So you can power it from your laptop or a charger. We have 3.3 outputs and 5 volts as well. Next is the power adapter. This is where you can plug it on your wall outlet, and as I told you before, you can use the power board. Next we have the main character here. This is the Arduino equivalent. This is the microcontroller where we're gonna be using it to make very interesting ideas. But first we have to start from the beginning. Next is there is a display. Again, very useful. We can display our data. We can see what is going on in our projects. Now, this is a 9-volt Vari adapter. If you have a 9-volt Vari, you can use this adapter to plug it in the power board I showed you before. You can plug it in the jack, and just like that, with a 9-volt Vari, you can power up your projects on your breadboard. Again, very interesting, very useful kit. I'm gonna start very basic and light up an LED. I have some great ideas, great projects, but let's start from zero. Here we have the board. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to connect it to my laptop for power and loading up the code. Just plug in next to my laptop. Now if we switch to the laptop, we have to select the board. You can see here that you recognize it. Now port 3 is now recognized. I have another USB plug in there, so we select the Arduino. First, we're gonna start by declaring a variable. This is gonna be our pin we're gonna use for lighting up an LED, which is pin 13 that is built in the board. I'm gonna call it LED pin, and it's gonna be equal to pin 13. Next, we're gonna set up the Arduino. Next, I'm gonna write the code that is the setup. This is what we're gonna run once. So I'm gonna say pin mode, and inside I'm gonna say LED pin, which is pin 13, and I'm gonna say this pin is gonna be an output. Just like that, simple, very simple. Next, in the void loop section, this is the code that is gonna run again and again, and it's very simple. It is digital write, and it's gonna take the LED pin variable and set it to high, which is gonna turn the LED on, and then we're gonna wait for a second. How? We're gonna say delay, and if I can spell it right, we're gonna say delay is gonna be 1000, which is measured in milliseconds. That is equal to 1 second. Next, I'm gonna say digital write. Again, take the variable LED pin and set it to low, which is gonna turn the LED off. and we're gonna wait for another second. The delay is gonna be 1000 milliseconds. And just like that simple few lines of code, we turn the LED on and off. We just programmed the first code in Arduino. Next, I'm gonna load all the code, and as you can see here, I'm getting an error, and it says pin mode is not declared. So why this happens is I got a error here, which the M in pin mode should be a capital M. So be aware of grammar mistakes. We load the code. We see we get a successful uploading, and when we switch to the board, we can see that the LED starts blinking. So just like this, very simple. Again, starting from ground zero. I have some very useful project ideas, very interesting, but I gotta start from zero because I don't have the knowledge yet. So thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.